So over the past few weeks on market weakness, we have seen the oil and gas and even the energy sector stocks coming lower, right? Kind of like pushing lower back to some of the key supports level that we're holding over the past few months, right? But over the past few days, it seems like some strength is coming back. We're seeing a bit of a rebound for some of those energy and oil and gas plays. So what are some of the stocks that we should be focusing on in the Singapore market? Hey guys, Joey here, top tier reminds here, trader in Philip Securities, and in today's video, I'll share with you just three stocks, three of my top favorite as of now, as of today, alright, three of my favorite Singapore energy and oil and gas plays, which I think you can put in your watch list. For some of them, we have seen weakness, they're kind of like put off or kind of like traded lower, but there are some signs of reversal, and for some of them, they have not really came down that much, they're holding really well, and it seems like the uptrend is kind of like continuing to the next higher phase, right? So what are these three stocks? Make sure you stay all the way to the end of this video. I'll share with you what are these three stocks. We'll dive into the charts to see where we are, why I like them, what are some of the key levels you want to take note of, and maybe we'll even dive into the system. I have a system called 1GT, one good trend, and there are some bullish or maybe even bearish signals that have came out. Let's dive into them as well to see what it says. Let's go. Okay, so the first stock I'd like to share with you in the Singapore oil and gas sector would be this company called Corp Marine. Right? So I've covered this stock a few weeks back in some of my videos as well. And this is Corp Marine right here, trading at about 0.125. So just a few weeks back, I mentioned about this, what I call a consolidation phase. Let me just draw it for you right here. The consolidation phase was somewhere from 0.10, about 10 cents, to about 12 cents. You can see like since April, May, we have like kind of like traded up to 12 cents. We came back down. Okay, let me just draw it for you right here. Kind of like traded higher. We went to about 12 cents. We touched. We came back down to 10 cents. Rebounded back up. Came back down, neared it. Went back up. Came back down to 10 cents, and eventually we are back here to 12 cents over the past 1 to 2 weeks ago. So that was kind of like the consolidation phase as it consolidated sideways. Alright, the trend still looks good in the longer term, but in terms of the short term, it was like moving a bit of a sideways movement, right? So that was the range of 12 cents to 10 cents range. I would say like a 2 cents range in that sense, alright. But what happens was I mentioned about this 12 cents whereby we might actually see selling pressure coming back again, right? And then it might actually retrace back lower unless we were to break this 12 cents level. Then good thing, we might start to see the next phase of the uptrend continuing, right? So today, right over here, over the past 1 to 2 days, we kind of like broke these 12 cents. I think yesterday we closed at about 0.122, and today we kind of like push above the high of yesterday's price. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign of some strength coming back. We are kind of like attempting to break this 12 cents level that we have kind of like touched like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times over the past like 5 to 6 months. We have came back down, but now we're actually attempting to break above it. So that's a good sign of more strength, right? And we can actually see more upside momentum, maybe all the way back to the next higher resistance level, and that would be the 0.130. That was where we were. You can see right over here, somewhere around like April, we kind of touched the level and we sold off quite badly as well. So we kind of like might be attempting to approach that 130 and even attempt to break that level. I think this level is key. If we can actually break this 130, I think that's where we can potentially see even more upside all the way to maybe 14 to 150. That could kind of be the upside. I think that's where these stocks really look quite good as well, right? So this is Corp Marine, one of those stocks that I like. I think anything above 12 cents for now, it looks quite bullish. We might actually see further push up, and let's see if the 130, the 13 cents level do give way as well, right? So let's see what it says on my 1GT system right now. Okay, so this is Corp Marine on my 1GT system, whereby we were alerted to this company. We had some bullish and even bearish signals that have came out over the past few months as well. So you can see that the trend bar at the bottom is pretty much green in color, dark green, light green, but it just shows that we are in a good uptrend. There's some upside momentum as well. All right, and let's take a look at the past few signals. So somewhere around like June, May, we got this bullish signal, it went up, and then we got a couple of bearish signals when the market started to sell. You can see we got this bearish signal, it started to sell down, and then went somewhere to the low around the 10 cents level, and then we got the new support as I mentioned, right? So we got this new signal that came out, started to rebound back up, went up, and then we came back down again, and we got an exit as well. So that was kind of like the movement over the past few months. But let's take a look at where we were over the past 1 to 2 weeks, a bit more recent. All right, on the 5th of October right here. So we've got a bearish signal, went down, and then we've got this new bullish signal that came out 5th of October, all right, which is pretty much just about last about 3 weeks back. All right, 3 weeks back, because this bullish signal started to push up a little bit, and as I mentioned right now, it seems like this bullish signal is starting to play out because we are actually attempting to break that 12 cents level that we have kind of like traded below over the past 5 to 6 months. Now we are actually attempting to break above, and if we do stay above the 12 cents and say this bullish signal right here can start to play out, might potentially head towards the 130, 14, 15, and then if we do see like an exit, like a white arrow down, so any entry signal, there will be an exit just to like close it off, whereby if selling were to come back, we might see an exit signal, and that can also guide us to get out as well. Alright, so this is Sembcorp Marine right here. We've got a bullish signal. There's no exits as of now, so we'll see how it plays out over the next 1 to 2 days, or maybe next 1 to 2 weeks as well. Okay, so let's move on to stock number 2, right? The second oil and energy stock in the Singapore market. I'd like to share with you, we're still holding really quite well. So this is Golden Energy, right? Golden Energy, one of those stocks that I've talked about in my previous video as well. So far, it seems like we're still holding quite well, right? So we've kind of like traded to a high of around that 0.95 level. Let me just draw it for you right here, about 0.95. We saw a little bit of a profit taking right there, deep back down towards the support at 0.85. So 0.85 was a very key level. In fact, we were actually holding below it somewhere in September. Right over here, we touched a couple of times, came back down, and eventually we broke that 85, and it's like pretty much a new upwards phase, right? A new upwards phase to 95. So the range right now, you can see, is quite clearly from 0.85. Let me just draw it for you. So this was previously the range, 0.75 to 0.85, but as we broke that 0.85, the range has been shifted upwards. The consolidation phase kind of like shifted higher to 0.95. So that is the range right now, 0.85 to 0.95, a 10 cents range. And you can see that this 0.85 also coincides with what we call the 20 days moving average. This is the green line right here. So what we're going to see is that in the short term, if this green line, all right, this 20 days moving average is pointing up, so it must be pointing up, right? So if it's pointing up and you see prices above, right, not below, above this line, right, so that's a sign of strength in the short term as well, right? So right now you can see that this line kind of like coincides quite nicely around that 0.85 level, all right, and of course this line is still pointing up, prices is just above this line as well, so it's looking quite good as well, just by looking at the 20-day short-term moving average. But of course, as I said, right, if we were to go below the line, I mean, like let's say below 0.85, and this line starts to turn down, then not so good. That's where we might see some short-term reversal. It might start to pull back down to the next lower support. But as of what we're seeing right now, it seems like we're still holding quite well above that 0.85 level, whereby upside target can be all the way to maybe about 95 cents, which is the current resistance level where we have sold off as well. Right. So this is Golden Energy, right? One of those stocks that we like, pretty decent uptrend. All right, each time it kind of like push higher, we see a bit of consolidation, and then consolidate for like a month or two, and then start to push higher again, and that's what we're going to see as well. That's what we call a healthy consolidation. We want to see that place, because if it just keeps on moving higher and higher and higher, and there's no like a sideways movement, that's where it can be quite dangerous, because there's kind of like no support being found. But as it consolidates, we'll find support, right? And that's a good thing. And the thing is that the support becomes higher and higher if we were to go and consolidate even higher. Does it make sense? Right, so that's what we're going to see, and this is what is happening right now. Anything above 0.85 now, we are like 0.875, so it still looks quite good. It's still above 85, so if you're looking to buy to catch the rebound, about 10% upside to 95, that could happen, but just have a stop loss in case, as I say, the 85 were to break down, have a plan to get out, because that's where we might see some retracement all the way back down to maybe like 70 to 75 cents. Alright, so this is Golden Energy. Let's see what it says on my 1GT system as well. Okay, Golden Energy here on my 1GT system. So guys, if you want to find a little bit more on like this entire system, how it works, the entire framework behind it, just click on the link around this video. Maybe just below this video, I'll put the link whereby you can attend one of those free web class to find out a little bit more on the entire strategy behind, and maybe how you can have access to this 1GT system as well, which kind of like guides us on when to get in and get out, and also alerts us to counters like this, right? So I'll just place the link below, just click on it, alright, and find out a little bit more, right? But in this video, it's just pretty much to just share with you a quick idea of where we are for some of those stocks that I like. And in this case, right now, Golden Energy, right? So we have talked about the chart for Golden Energy. Let's take a look at what it says on the system. All right, and you can see that right here, I think somewhere around like May, June, we got this bearish. So a red arrow down is not so good. It's like what we call a bearish signal, right? So we got this, I think, kind of broke certain support like the 70 cents, and it's down, down, down. It's sold off, consolidated a little bit, and it's where a couple of new bullish signals started to appear. You can see it's a push out a little bit, push out a little bit, and I think most, I would say that the best one would be right over here, somewhere on the 24th of August, right here, as we broke that, kind of like 60 cents or 0.58 resistance level. I think the upside really started, went up, got an exit, and then we got the new bullish signal on the 23rd of September, which is like last month, all right? And as I mentioned, it did break that 0.85 level, went all the way up, and we are kind of like consolidating. So this recent bullish signal on the 23rd of September is still there. I mean, there's no exit. I mean, the exit would be like this white arrow down. That would mean that, whereby, there could be some profit taking, there could be some selling pressure coming in. It could also guide you to get out or lock in some profits as well, right? So that's what happened previously. But for this new bullish signal on the 23rd of September, that there is no exit yet. I mean, as of now, I mean, I'm not too sure whether next week or next week there will be an exit, but right now there is no exit, so it still looks quite okay. As I say, right now, as long as we hold above 0.85, it still looks quite good. In fact, if we were to kind of like break above that 95 cents, targets can be revised higher, maybe to like $1 to maybe 110 as well, and that's when this bullish signal can start to play out even higher, right? So let's take a look at, in terms of the upside targets, for example, if we were to break that 0.95, I think target can be revised higher, maybe all the way to like now 110. Let me just see right here, maybe from like about 95, maybe all the way up to like 105 to 110. I think that could be kind of like the next upside targets after 0.95. Okay, all right, so this is golden energy. Okay, so let's move on to the third stock I'll share with you in the Singapore oil and gas sector, and that would be Corp, right? One of those stocks that I like, and I covered it many times as well over the past few months, right? So this is Corp right here. And guys, if you like this video, I would appreciate if you can give me a thumbs up or hit the subscribe button as well. That would really help out the channel. And thank you so much for doing this, right? So this is Corp right here, trading at about 6.89. So it's kind of like a huge move today. We kind of like broke some of those key resistance, gapped up, all right? And we're kind of like looking at it over the past few days, hoping to see a little bit of a reversal candle and maybe thinking about getting in, but it seems like today it is quite fast. It's kind of like gapped up, but let's see if there's any opportunity and maybe what are some of the potential upside targets that we can actually head to. Alright, so I've kind of like drawn these lines over the past few weeks. You can see that this line right here, this is what we call the support line, somewhere around that 650 to 640. You can see we kind of like rebounded since March, April a couple of times. 1, 2, 3, and we kind of like neared it right over here. So that's where we can actually expect some bargain hunting to come back, but we wanted to seek a bit more confirmation first, maybe some stability before catching to ride the upside. But today you can see we kind of like just gapped up. All right, from like 660 it went to like 689, and it seems like quite a good move. Just it's a bit more expensive. Above that 680, to be honest, I think that's where I might potentially push towards the 710, maybe a bit of profit taking, and if that kind of like gives way as well, from 710 all the way up to the previous resistance level at 750, which was pretty much the high that we've seen somewhere in September. So it's quite a good move. It's quite a good move, to be honest. The fact that we consolidated a little bit, but now it's just a little bit more expensive. So let's see if we can just pull back a little bit. But right now, I think anything above 680, it could be quite a good fast momentum trip all the way to $7 to $7.10, right? So this is Corp right here. So why do I like this counter? Because as I say, right, we can't like approach this 640 to 650 support we have been holding above since like March, and April rebounded a couple of times, and you can see that it also coincides with what we call the 200 days moving average. So this blue line right here is what we call the 200 days moving average, and you can see it kind of like touches it right here around the 200 days moving average, and we found some stability there, right? So this 200 days moving average kind of coincides with the horizontal support level that has held since March. So kind of like give a little bit more weight to it, right? And but it just gapped up too fast today, alright? So let's just see if there's a good opportunity to get in again, alright? To ride the reversal all the way to maybe about 710, and then maybe after 710 it's back to $7.50, right? So this is Corp right here. This is Corp, the third stock I share with you. I hope you can put this in your watch list as well. Hopefully we do stay above that 680. We see some good movement up again. That's where you can take some profit near some of those resistance levels that I talked about. Yes guys, so there we have it. These are pretty much the three Singapore oil and gas or energy stocks that you can put in your watch list for potentially more upside. So these are some of the stocks that I covered previously, and I hope you like this video. I hope you have taken note of some of the key levels, alright, and you put these stocks in your watch list as well. As I say, right guys, if you like this video, I would appreciate if you can give me a thumbs up, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button as well, so that you will not miss out any videos like this, and even find out a little bit more on the entire framework on how we have a system to guide us on entry and exit as well. Attend one of those free web classes. I'll just place the link below. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. Joey here. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.